Dear student, due to coronavirus, school started online classes for your study. So you can subscribe Golden Flower Palia YouTube channel, like and press the bell icon.
Hello, good morning, students. Today we have taken class 9 chemistry, chapter 1 matter in our surrounding. So, in previous section, we have discussed about the properties of matter, means what are the characteristic feature of matter. Now here we can take further another point, that is a state of matter. On the physical basis of matter, it can be divided into three parts. One is solid, another is liquid, and third is gas. And these matter can be interchangeable on the physical property. So dear student, we have taken a classification of matter on the physical basis. So one is solid, property of solid. Now, what kind of properties of solid have? So first of all, we want to give some example of solid like chalk, like duster, like board, like blackboard, like a stone. So these are all solid. So the properties are given here. First, they have fixed shape, means there is shaping peculiarity. Second, they have definite volume, means both things, fixed shape and definite volume. This is a property of solid. They are rigid in nature. Whenever we touch the solid, we feel it is a tough in nature. Why is it tough in nature? Because the particles of solid, they are close to each other. Now next, they have fixed boundaries. Next, they have high density. Solids, they have high density because they have more mass. Next is they do not flow like liquid or gases. Means solid, they haven't the properties of flow or fluidity. The particles are closely packed in solid and they have negligible compressibility. If we want to compress the solid like this duster, we have compressed what it couldn't compress it because this is a solid. Now, these are the properties of solid. Student. Second is properties of liquid. So, you know very well the properties of solid. So, you can compare the properties of liquids with solid. So, now here, liquids have fixed volume. Means the volume of liquids are fixed. They do not have fixed shape. For instance, we have taken some liquid in beaker. If this liquid pour into a test tube, then the shape of test tube. If we then pour it in another vessel, so it can take shape of another vessel. Means they don't have definite shape. They are not rigid in nature. They have weaker force of attraction. So in liquids, the particles of one layer can overlap the particles of another layer. Means to say the molecule of water can float over the another layer of molecule of water. So they are make a flow. Next is they have lower density as compared to solid. Like water, they have lower density than iron. Liquid can flow, means liquid have the property of fluidity, means they can flow. Next is the particles are not closely packed, means if we have taken the molecules like they are far away from each other, these are the particles of liquid, means they are not close to each other, they have low compressibility, means if we want to compress the liquid, they can compress what in lower extent. So these are the properties of liquid. Now third question of this state of matter, properties of gases. For example, air, it is a mixture of several gases like nitrogen, like carbon dioxide, like oxygen, etc. So the properties of solid, the properties of liquid, and in contrast the properties of liquids. So dear student, here gases have neither a fixed shape, means they haven't in a particular shape. They do not have fixed volume, means both fixed shape and fixed volume. Gases haven't this property. Next is they have weaker force of attraction, means the particles of gases or the molecule of gases, they have higher kinetic energy, so they are moves far away from each other. Next to gases do not have definite boundaries, means gases are not in a particular boundary. They have very less density as compared to solid and liquids, means they have very less density. They can flow in all directions. The molecules of gases or the particle of gases, they are moved in randomly and constant in all directions, means they have shown a phenomenon of fluidity, means they have flow in nature. Next, the particles are always constant and random motion, and they have high compressibility, means as compared to solid, negligible compressibility, in liquid less compressibility, what in gases they have high compressibility. Suppose that if we want to compress the nitrogen gas with the help of pressure and reducing the temperature, so it will form in the liquid. Similarly, LPG, liquefied petroleum gas, and CNG, compressed natural gas. Due to compressibility, the gas molecule compress with the help of pressure, and their molecules in the form of liquid. So this is the liquefied petroleum gas. Clear? Now plus here two words are there. One is resid and second is fluid. So a solid is a rigid form of a matter. Means this is chalk, this is solid, and this is a resid, means it is not a compressor. Due to rigidity, solid maintain their shape itself. Means they don't want to have container. So solid do not require any container to hold them. There is no need to hold the chalk because it is a solid in nature and this is a rigid. Now second part, fluid. Fluid means a material which can flow easily, means they have fluidity in nature. So liquids and gases require containers to keep them. Means if we want to keep the liquid in a container or if we want to keep the gases in a container, so we need container in a proper. One thing is here about liquid. Liquid can kept in a container, so they occupy the bottom of the container. Now liquid and gases is a fluid form of a matter. Means liquid and gas, these are two fluid form of a matter. So this is about solid, liquid and gases. In contrast, if we want to compare solid, liquid and gases, so you have make a table and contrasting features you have write down yourself. Now student, what are the factors that determine the physical state of matter? Means factor determining the physical state of matter. So we have taken here three factors. One is kinetic energy, second is interparticle distance, and third is interparticle force of attraction. So dear student, in first factor kinetic energy, you know very well this kinetic energy have 1 by 2 mv square. So gases have higher kinetic energy as compared to liquid and as compared to solid. So in solids, you have seen the particles, they are compactly arranged. Second is interparticle distance, means gases have more space between the particles. Liquid as compared to gases less space, and solids they haven't space, or if have space this is a very little. So liquids, their particles little bit far away. Now next is interparticle force of attraction, means a kind of force attraction by which this chalk is in a solid form. So solids, they have higher force of attraction between the particles, and particles are atoms or molecules. Then liquid, solid greater than liquid, lesser than gases. Due to less force of attraction, the particle of gases, they move randomly in all direction and they have far away to each other. So class, this is about solid, about liquid and about gases. Now if we want to give about kinetic energy, interparticle distance and interparticle force of attraction in detail on next video. Thank you.
Do self-study at home and stay home, save lives. Thank you very much.